Alright, here we go with the Shito, the tier 6 Japanese medium tank. Uh, Basically, it is the bigger Shinu, and that already says everything one has to say. It has no armor, it has a really good gun. The gun, we got 155 penetration, pretty good for tier 6, with 130 damage. 130 damage is not that great, but the reload on this tank is amazingly fast. I think it's 15 point something, almost 16 rounds per minute, and that is just blazing through enemies just like that, snap, killing them all. Like I said, armor there's none. However, gun depression is great as usual. Mobility, as you can see, it's a little bit slow. The acceleration is not great, but it gets to where a medium should at least get before, it is a really slow vehicle. Aside from that, there we go. Seeing our friends over here, there we go. Look at that reload. No, you're not going away. Oh, that's a turret. What a turd. Look at that reload. I'm not sure. I think I'm using a GLD with this one. Pretty sure about that. Accuracy, pretty nice. Aiming time is good too. Yeah, trying to hit a Tiger 88 up front. Playing around a little bit. That's not gonna work. As pretty much all the Japanese tanks, it's more of a support sniper tank. So you want to stay outside of the enemy view range because, well, this is a tier 8 battle in a tier 6 tank, but even if in a tier 6 battle, I would suggest standing outside the enemy's view. Really don't want to try to be hit by anything. Hit point wise, it has 820 hit points. This is pretty good for a medium tank, a tier 6 one at that. Still, that is only for balancing reasons. Otherwise, it would die way too quickly. Compare it to the T-34-85 over there. That tank has 100 hit points less than mine, but it probably has more armor. Pretty sure about that. So it's basically a mobile gun platform, and that's what we probably want to use it for all the time. Now, secondary ammunition is AP. A lot of lower tiered Japanese tanks have AP instead of APCR or heat. Yeah, trying to figure out. There we go, going for the cupola there. Can't get the bigger one, so I'm going for the small one and get nice penetration here. And nope, no. Nope, accuracy is going over. There we go. Leaving the target with 1 hit point because I have a low damage gun. Performance-wise, I would say it's pretty good as a tank. Basically, because you have this fast-firing gun, you can just lay waste to enemies without really much of a problem. I always like fast-firing guns. Comparable, I would say it's kind of comparable to the VK3002M, the tier 6 German medium tank. It's a little bit slower though. And yeah, that's basically it. It's a little bit slower. Probably has, yeah, it has the gun depression. The gun depression is better than on the VK. Yeah, that's basically it. Now, you can see the HP to ton is not great, but not bad either. So running up hills and accelerating is alright, not great, but it's doing its job. Against tier 8s, for the most part, you will be wanting to flank them, which is possible. 40 kmh on flat ground most of the times. It's pretty darn decent. Aside from that, weak spots with the special AP. There we go, taking this one out. That's how we go. Goodbye. that's it, really. There's not much else to say. So for example, here the IS-6, which I could shoot once, sadly didn't hit. I would probably bounce on that anyway. Gun is really bad when it comes to stuff like that. Then again, tier 6 firing on a tier 8. Herp the derp. Here we can see the really nice gun depression. And hello! And hello, and nope. There we go. That reload is just really awesome. I don't have the numbers in my head, but it's 16 rounds per minute. It just lays waste to enemies. It's especially good against targets like the Borsig Waffentrigger that I fired upon, because that has no armor and it can just loosely aim at the tank and fire. Yep, that's it. You probably want to watch out for enemy scout tanks. Like all Japanese tanks, this tank has no armor, and probably even a tier 4 scout will pen your front rather easily. And that's about it there. The Shito, the Japanese tier 6 medium tank. I would rate it highly. It's pretty damn decent tank. If you like supportive, more supportive role, more in the backyard, and later in game, it's the time to shine, the tech phase where you can go up front and flank enemies. But you should never try to trade shots with something like a T-34-85 or other tier 6 tanks. Right, see you next time.